for the next week and a half.
We are not a special interest group. We are the majority of the nation. This is the face of a 61-year-old woman. I am proud of every year and every wrinkle.
Really interesting. Came out very quickly after what Donald Trump said about Carly Fiorina. And the fascinating thing is it's a jab at Donald Trump and also at Democrats in this new web ad that is ahead of her big debut on the primetime stage tomorrow night. She's looking to rally women voters as polls show that support is sinking dramatically. It's basically been a horrible summer for Hillary Clinton, and we'll show you the numbers that prove that in just a moment. Joined now by Julie Roginski, former political advisor to Senator Frank Lautenberg, and a Fox News contributor, and Rich Lowry, editor for the National Review and a Fox News contributor. That was a, as Charles put it last night, it's a double whammy. That ad is brilliant just from a purely political perspective, because she went right at Donald Trump and said, look at my face. I like my face. I'm proud of my face. And she also said to Hillary Clinton, look, we're not a special protected class. We're the majority. We don't need to talk to women like they're victims, Julie.
I love this woman. I don't agree with her much, but I love the campaign that she's running. Kudos to her and to her consultants, whoever created that ad. It was out of the ballpark and really stood out for the reasons that you just mentioned. I mean, she probably more than anybody else who Donald Trump has taken a stab at has come back, I think, and really punched back in a very classy way, to use Donald Trumpism. But she also addressed what I think a lot of women feel, not just Republicans, that women really aren't a special protected class, that we are the majority. And she's absolutely right about that, and we should be treated equally.
Democrats have made it their stock and trade to talk to women like you need to be protected. The war on women was a huge rallying point in the last election, Rich. Does this kind of talk put a real dent in the war on women concept?
Perhaps. And the other remarkable thing about that video, which is so slickly produced and powerful, it's all based on live remarks by Carly herself, which just goes to she is one of the most effective communicators on the Republican side. And if there's anyone who's going to take Donald Trump down a notch at a debate, it's Carly Fiorina. Yeah, and we know from what she has said that she really would like to also debate head-to-head with Hillary Clinton. We'll see if she ever gets that opportunity the way things are going. Who knows what's going to happen? Let's take a look at these numbers. And I said it's been a horrible summer for Hillary, and that's based purely on the polls. Because take a look at these. Among Democratic women, from 71% in July, which is not all that long ago, to 42% now. So, Julie, tell me, where are these women going? Who do they like now since they don't like her?
Well, I think they're hedging their bets. I think they're debating. She did have women locked up when she first got out, but she, interestingly, and I'm still puzzled by it, announced and then went into hiding. And I think what people are craving, whether it's men or women, Republican, Democrat, this year of all years, is authenticity. They want to see somebody out there being authentic. That's why Trump has taken off. That's why you saw the Biden interview on Colbert last week, why that resonated so much with people. She needs to get out there and be authentic. She can't hide behind these stage interviews.
We've seen that try. Either you are authentic or you're not.
But I will tell you, for those of us who know her, and I did work with her about 10, 15 years ago in the Senate, privately, she's a completely different person. And people saw that Hillary Clinton, but I'm not sure why she's not.
That may be true.
That is absolutely right.
She's not showing it.
In front of the TV and you're really warm if you can't show it.
I agree.
And you know who has shown that warmth, has shown that authenticity, is Joe Biden.
Yep.
You look at that Colbert interview, and I'm someone who's dumped on Joe Biden for decades. And if your heart wasn't warmed by it, you're not human.
Right.
And you imagine all these Hillary Clinton consultants locked in a room with whiteboards trying to figure out how she can do that. And over a 20, 30-year national political career, she hasn't, which is very good evidence she never will.
When you take a look at it, and you wrote a piece on Joe Biden and his authenticity today, and you talked about the fact that he's a joyous retail campaigner. And I think that's what we're seeing in these other candidates as well. When you look at Carly Fiorina, she seems to embrace and love being out there. And Hillary, I mean, she looks miserable out there.
Well, it's so funny. The people who are doing well, the people who are surging, are the people who are doing it joyfully, as you said, and joyously. Donald Trump, agree or disagree with him. Carly Fiorina, the Jeb Bushes of the world, the Hillarys of the world, they're being so cautious that they're hurting themselves. They're being too tentative. And voters, as Rich pointed out, see that. You can't run for president and constantly be tentative about every aspect of it, because ultimately voters don't respond to that. They don't agree with you.
I just want to get back to the Carly-Hillary thing for a moment, because, you know, there has been sort of a feeling, I guess, among some women that they'd love to see a woman, and that makes it enough to vote for Hillary because she would be the first woman, and then that's significant and that's important. Does Carly destroy that argument, and does she make some Democratic women say, well, I want a woman who thinks that women are, you know, don't need to be treated like a special class?
Well, maybe until you start looking at Carly's views, and I think a lot of Democratic women wouldn't align, including me, wouldn't align with her views on stuff. I mean, Carly, I love her attitude. I love the way she's campaigning. I don't agree much with what she's saying as a Democratic woman. I will say, if we ever get to a Carly-Hillary general election, that of course changes the dynamic. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't see Carly surging in the polls to the point where she needs to, but it's early. You never know. Look, I would love to see the two of them debate each other on the stage. I don't think it's going to happen.
What Carly hasn't had yet is a big moment on a big stage. There's been a lot of positive buzz about her. You go to any event.
She's only at 4%, we should point out. We're spending a lot of time talking about her, but she's at 4%.
But if she has a moment tomorrow night, that all could change. Look at Ben Carson. He really disappeared from most of the debate last time, except for two good answers and a wonderful concluding statement. And now he's nipping at Donald Trump's heels in the latest national poll, which just shows how volatile this is. And if you're on that stage, let it loose. Have a moment.
And be yourself is the big message here, because that, you know, he is Carson connects very well with people one-to-one, and when he goes to these forums in Iowa and New Hampshire, he's making a connection that is, you know, resonating, and that seems to be helping him a lot. Thanks to you both.
Thank you.
We'll all be watching tomorrow night, and we'll talk more about it afterwards. Back over to you, Bill.
All right, 21 minutes.